Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions, and today we've got something new. I'm doing a new series where I take an iconic guitar solo or maybe a whole song. I'm not sure how it's going to actually work. I already did Eruption. I'm going to do another one because I left out some key players, according to some of you. And today we are going to do Scarified, which of course was a Paul Gilbert piece with his band Racer X. Now, I just kind of picked the most popular ones and threw in a few of Paul doing it as well and with his band. So it'll be kind of a fun thing to do. Again, these are kind of ones that I don't think I've ever seen. And I just kind of picked the ones with the most views just for kicks. And it's not necessarily am I judging them, but I am, I guess. So I definitely know who is the best at it. And of course, that's Paul. But there's definitely people that get close. The Eddie Van Halen one with Eruption was kind of interesting because there's certain elements to that iconic guitar solo that people just can't do unless they're him. There's people that come close. In fact, Paul Gilbert does a version of Spanish Fly, and I may see if there's a bunch of covers of that, the Eddie Van Halen solo piece on the second record, and he does it amazing. So I may do that down the road as well, but today we are doing Scarified, and we are going to start out with Lisa X. It says she's an 8-year-old Japanese girl. I think this was maybe 8 years ago, so now she's 16, 17. I wonder if she still plays guitar, but here we go. She has such tiny little fingers. It's hard to believe that they make any sound. And is it perfect? Absolutely not. But man, chops wise, at 8 years old, I mean, she obviously is highly intelligent and has a lot of dedication to playing guitar. And so to even learn, obviously, she knows the song note for note, and super incredible. I mean, it's mind blowing that such young players have such amazing dexterity and maturity as players. So, anyway. know. So what I will say is, like, I'd love to see where she's at now. Does she still play guitar? Anybody know? Obviously, some of that stuff, it takes a lot of energy to play that fast. It's like she's almost got it. It's just more of like just playing the guitar longer. I don't know how long she's played at this point, but she's obviously amazing. And to be honest, I couldn't play the first two bars of this song. So although, is it executed flawlessly? No. But she's, some work and she'd be there. And I just can't believe that all that sound kind of comes out of those little hands. And that's the incredible part, that she's worked that hard. And this is not an anomaly. There's tons of young players that play violin and, guitar, as, other guitar players that are truly amazing. But Lisa X has got something going on for sure. So our next one is no stranger to me, and I've actually even done this song, but I threw it in there just because it's a popular one and an excellent version as well. And this, of course, is a Bim Finger. He is probably maybe around 14 when he did this one, maybe even younger. And he's grown to become an amazing guitar player, incredible dexterity, great tone, great just everything, great feel, and still, I think, under 18 at this point, or somewhere close to that. So I do quite a bit of his videos. I'm a huge fan, so this will be fun to see again. And here we go. So there we have it. A Bim Finger doing his version. I would say that was pretty incredible. I think when you're playing that fast, getting tone is kind of tough. Obviously, it takes a lot of work. And at this point, he's still super young. And if you heard him now, I'm sure I'd love to see him do a version of this now after 4 or 5 years of playing, because it's like almost there. I mean, I think it's almost perfect. And he's got great vibrato. And that's what I think, like compared to Lisa X, she's, I don't know, that strength that it takes to bend the notes aggressively, like how a bim does it, that takes a lot of strength. There's dexterity and then there's strength, I guess. They kind of go hand in hand, fine motor skills, however you want to put it. But a bim has got incredible vibrato and just a great guitar bender, if you want to put it that way, or if you don't mind me putting it that way. Great player. I like that version. I think the song, it's kind of interesting. I know the song's about 5 minutes long, the one that Paul did originally. So I'm going to put that at the end of this, I think, and then we can kind of hear the whole thing because I'm not sure what they're doing. Is it a middle part? Is it the solo section? Because I think there's some really cool stuff I've seen him do. I've seen him play it live, where at the end it's got some really cool non-solo stuff, but just great rhythm kind of work. So anyway, on to the next one. Okay, here we have the next one. This is Max Ostro. I know Max by name. Lots of people have always suggested doing guitar reactions to his stuff. I know he's incredible. I have not done it yet. I'm not sure why. He's always on my list, and then I move on to other things. So he is doing his version of Scarified, and let's see what he's all about. Now, he looks pretty young here, too. I'm going to say he's probably 12, 13, something like that. And now I know the videos I've seen recently, he looks like he's in maybe his late teens at most. So here we go. Max Ostro. Yeah. Okay, he's on a different level for sure. I mean, the amount of, he's got more technique than Paul does. I mean, some of that, Paul does those, um, uh, what is it, like 4 note kind of figures and stuff. Like he's doing that twice as fast. Or maybe not twice, but it's super, super articulated. Great bending, great vibrato. I like that he was had his one foot up on a spool of some sort, kind of like a neoclassical guitar stool thing. I don't know. Uh, I'm gonna have to do more of his stuff that's a little more recent, but I would say out of the three we've done so far, he's got it nailed. And tone wise, kind of hard to tell. It's kind of weird when you have the actual song as a backing track. Um, like the drums are almost louder than the guitar, and then it's, I mean, you can kind of tell if the guitar is synced up. But I don't know how else you would do it. I mean, you could literally just have someone cut the drums and bass somehow, but that's a lot of work in itself. So anyway, Max, killer player, incredible technique. So we're gonna finish with Paul and some version of his band semi recently doing a version of this. Obviously not Racer X, but or maybe maybe they, I don't know, reformed at some point. I don't think so, but anyway, we're gonna watch the whole piece, and that should be fun. We'll cap it off with that. If there's a ton more out there, we'll do that one. We'll do another version. So here we have Paul Gilbert and his band featuring Marco Miniman doing this live. So kind of use this as the last one, kind of the original, and hopefully the most superior one of all of them.
This is a Racer X song. It's called Scarified. Take it away, Marco!
What's going on? Yeah. Well, there we have it. Paul Gilbert, Marco Miniman on drums, and a great bass player. I don't know who the bass player was. Man, I saw a recent version of him doing this, and it had this great. It wasn't. Maybe it was just him doing it. Not even with the band, but man, he had this great ending, and he's become kind of one of my favorite players. That we live in the same area, and he's done a couple of small shows, and they've been really, really fun, really laid back, and I'm really enjoying his playing. I don't necessarily love the records or whatever, but I love that he is like, a repository or whatever you want to say of like classic rock songs or even songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s. And he can kind of recall a lot of them. He works on them and reinterprets them or not. And, he just an incredible player. And this is an incredible piece for sure. And I kind of take him like Max Ostro. I don't know if Paul's an influence on Max, but I would imagine to some degree. But man, I thought Max could play faster than Paul, but this kind of proves that at least at that point, Max is super close, but Paul, I mean, mind blowing for sure. Anyway, uh, thanks for watching this. I'm going to kind of find other solo guitar pieces, obviously, probably instrumental. I've done Eruption, I've done Scarified, I'm going to do Beat It, and I'm going to kind of work on other ones as well. And just for my own fun. Nobody watched the Eruption one. In fact, I think I lost subscribers with that one. Not sure why. Don't really care. But these are kind of fun to do. I like checking out. It kind of throws me into a different arena of players. Like I do a lot of guitar reactions. I watch a lot of guitar stuff. But it's kind of fun to watch someone reinterpret or try to completely do an exact copy of a piece of music that's super challenging that you didn't come up with. And that's always the thing. How Paul plays is so unique with the fingerings and stuff and how big his hands are, or they seem big, and the amount of stretching he does. Max kind of gets close to that, but he's, still, or at the time of that video, he's still a kid. And the only other person I know that has that kind of weird stretched out ability, like stretching the fingers way out, is like Buckethead. And to be honest, for the longest time, I thought Paul was Buckethead. I mean, maybe not for the longest time, but there was a time where I'm like, they don't play the same, but there's similarities. They're both tall and kind of skinny and lanky. And anyway, obviously that's not true, but um, Buckethead is another guy. Maybe I should do that. That might be kind of fun. Find one of his iconic pieces, Soothsayer, or something like that, and kind of see if people have done covers of that, because those might be challenging too. Anyway, I am Brian. This is Guitar Solo Reactions. See you soon.